In a small village nestled in the mountains, there lived a wise old man who spent his days observing the natural world. He was particularly fond of the sky and would spend hours each day watching the clouds drift across its vast expanse. One day, a young boy came to visit the wise old man. He looked up at the sky and asked, "Why do the clouds move across the sky?" The wise old man smiled and replied, "The clouds move across the sky because of the wind. The wind blows them from one place to another." The boy looked puzzled. "But why does the wind blow?" The wise old man chuckled. "Ah, that is a mystery. No one knows for sure why the wind blows. But we can learn something from it." The boy looked at the old man with curiosity. "What can we learn from the wind?" "We can learn that life is like the sky," said the wise old man. "Just as the clouds move across the sky, we too move through life. Sometimes we are blown by the winds of change and sometimes we are still. But no matter what, we are always a part of the sky." The boy looked up at the sky again, trying to understand. "But what about the clouds? What can we learn from them?" The wise old man smiled. "The clouds are like our thoughts. Just as the clouds drift across the sky, our thoughts drift through our minds. Sometimes they are dark and heavy, like storm clouds, and sometimes they are light and fluffy, like cotton candy. But just like the clouds, our thoughts are always changing." The boy nodded, beginning to see the wisdom in the old man's words. "And what about the blue sky? What can we learn from that?" The wise old man's eyes twinkled. "The blue sky is like our true nature. It is always there, even when we cannot see it. Our thoughts and emotions may come and go like the clouds, but our true nature is always there, calm and clear, like the blue sky." The boy looked up at the sky once more, feeling a sense of peace wash over him. He realized that just like the sky, his life was always changing, but he could always find his true nature within. From that day on, the boy would often visit the wise old man and gaze up at the sky. He would watch the clouds drift by and feel a sense of wonder and joy. And he would always remember the old man's words, that life is like the sky, always changing, but always beautiful in its own way. This story teaches us several important lessons. Firstly, it reminds us that life is constantly changing, and that we must learn to adapt to these changes. The metaphor of the sky and the clouds helps us understand that just as the clouds are blown by the wind, we too are sometimes blown by the winds of change, but we remain a part of the sky. Secondly, the story reminds us of the importance of mindfulness and self-awareness. The wise old man's analogy of the clouds being like our thoughts encourages us to become more aware of our own thoughts and emotions, recognizing that they are always changing, and learning to observe them without judgment. Finally, the story highlights the concept of finding inner peace and our true nature. The blue sky represents our true nature, which is always present and calm, even when we cannot see it. By becoming more self-aware and mindful, we can learn to tap into this inner peace and find a sense of tranquility amidst the changing landscape of life. Thank you for watching. May you have peace and prosperity, and may all your wishes come true.